Are you living the abundant life? Are you being held back by pain and suffering? Jesus speaks about the abundant life in John 10:10. So I want to read that to you so we know what we're talking about. And this is what Jesus says. The thief does not come but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. That is the abundant life. It is compared to the life that we have under the enemy's attack. Which one are we living? But let me tell you this, my friend. The abundant life is not one void of pain and suffering, but a life that transcends those physical circumstances by rejecting the victim mentality that relies on discouragement and rest on the blessings of God. So I want to give you 5 ways today that we can be living that abundant life. And there could be 10, 15, 20 of these, but I'm only choosing 5. 1, we have God's plans. This requires shifting our perspective from what we want to what God has for us. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. I want you to hear that, my friend. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And listen to this part. Plans to give you hope and a future. He is not done with you yet. No matter what it looks like, trust me. I thought my future was so bleak. I thought ministry was over. I had the enemy telling me, going back to John 10:10, the enemy trying to steal, kill, and destroy my ministry, telling me you'll never write again. You'll never speak again. Your ministry is over. Then, our second step here, our second key, is found in 2 Corinthians 2:14 through 16. And 2 Corinthians 4:16. It says, our outer person is being destroyed. That's our body, that's the physical. But our inner person is being renewed daily. Friend, we can thank God for renewing our mind and the power of Christ that rests upon us. 3, God's grace. When Paul had a thorn in his flesh, he asked God 3 times to remove it, and God said no 3 times. Friend, God told him, and he tells us, my grace is sufficient for you. That is his promise to us as well as to Paul. Even though I did write a devotion in my book, Embers of Endurance, called When God's Grace Isn't Sufficient. But if you read the devotion, you'll see that it takes a twist. I'm still working on God's grace. And I'm still working on number 4, which is faith. The faith grows in the soil of adversity. Many people say you need faith for healing. But I say you need more faith to walk with your suffering, to walk with your pain, to walk with your illness and whatever you have, than to be healed. It takes more faith. Don't let your faith waver just because God has not healed you. Instead, go deeper with faith. Go for stronger faith because you need it to go through all the things you're going through. And 5, we experience God's tender mercies and compassion through suffering like we never will at any other time. There are things we experience that we'll never experience apart from the suffering. Job said, my ear had heard of you, but now my eye has seen you. Abundant life does not allow the enemy to take these things from us. And there's more. And that's where I need your help. I would love for you to leave one of your examples of what abundant life looks like in the comments, especially here on YouTube, so other people can see them and we can share in these. Also, I challenge you to pick one of these. I'm picking number 3, grace, and number 4, faith from me. Pick one that I'm going to challenge you to pick one to pray about and say, you know what? I do need to make my faith stronger, or I do need to recognize that grace of God or the mercies of God. Maybe you'll choose number 5, or you'll choose number 2 and say, yes, the outward person is being destroyed, but the inward person is being renewed. Or maybe you'll pick number 1 with God's plans in Jeremiah 29:11. Whichever one you pick, you don't have to tell me. You can if you want. But I want you to pray about it and work on that. I want you to be able to say, yes, I'm living the abundant life in spite of chronic pain and suffering and illness. Be blessed, my friends.